Okay, what has been the major factor constraining the switch from internal combustion engine vehicles to electric vehicles? To me, there are two sides of the divide. One is range anxiety, and the other is charging time. And coming from my personal experiences with EVs, it's mostly the latter, which is how long it takes to charge the electric vehicle. And for the vast majority of people, charging time and the charging infrastructure is a huge Achilles heel on the adoption of EVs. But BYD has changed the game. Hey guys, welcome to Dope Car Tech. If you're new to this channel, please consider clicking on the red subscribe button. And for my all returning viewers, thanks for clicking on this video. Be sure to leave a like and drop a comment on this video. Now let's get started. China's biggest EV maker, which is BYD, has developed an ultra-fast EV charging system, and they claim in quotes that charging your EV is nearly as quick as filling up your internal combustion engine vehicle at the gas station. This new electric vehicle charging technology can deliver up to 1000 kilowatts of power. That's 1 megawatt of power. 1 megawatt. That's mental. Now, to put that into perspective, 1 megawatt of power is enough to power about 800 average American household. You have all this power, or you have all that power juicing up an EV. That's crazy. BYD claims that this power is enough to get a driving range of about 249 miles or 400 kilometers in just under 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's crazy. This is a huge leap in electric vehicles, as even the fastest Tesla supercharger can only deliver a peak power of 325 kilowatts, I'm sure. Yeah, 325 kilowatts. BYD's system is 3 times faster than Tesla's superchargers, and we know how efficient Tesla and their superchargers are at fast charging. However, we have to take these BYD's charge figures with a pinch of salt, because in the real world, many factors such as temperature, the power grid, the availability of the charging station, and the number of cars charging at the same time. In fact, even the electric vehicle itself in the real world don't necessarily charge as fast as the manufacturer advertised or as the manufacturer claims. So let's do some quick science here. A normal 3-pin household socket delivers 2.3 kilowatts, which would theoretically charge your electric vehicle in approximately 42 hours. A dedicated home box charger delivers 70 kilowatts, and for upgraded ones can deliver up to 22 kilowatts, which is good for about 9 to 11 hours of charging time, which is what most people use at home. Now, let's delve into the realm of DC fast charging. A DC fast charger delivers 50 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts, which is good for about 45 to 2 hours, depending on the capacity of the infrastructure and also depending on the number of cars charging at that time. To get into the nitty-gritty of electric car charging, we need to consider two categories: the charging station and the battery technology. Now let's get started with the latter. Most electric cars are built on a 400-volt charge architecture, which can charge at, let's say, 170 kilowatts. Newer and high-end electric cars are equipped or are built on an 800-volt system, which can charge from between 200 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts, like the Porsche Taycan, the Lotus Electra and Emeya, the BMW i5 E40 Touring can all DC fast charge at more than 200 kilowatts. Now, suffice to say, I've reviewed these electric vehicles, and link on these videos would be in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. Now, the charging station. Most DC fast chargers have a rated power output from between 100 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts. Like most Ionity charging stations out here in Sweden can DC fast charge at 350 kilowatts. Nonetheless, many factors such as temperature, the number of cars charging at the same time, the grid itself can really affect this output. And from my experience with the Mercedes-Benz EQE SUV, the manufacturer claims that that car can charge at 170 kilowatts. However, that car was only able to charge at 140 kilowatts on an Ionity DC fast charger. Also, link to this video on this charging of the Mercedes-Benz EQE would be in the description box below. So on one hand, we have the charging station, on the other hand, we have the electric car, or rather the battery technology, and we can juxtapose them. Now, alongside this 1000 kilowatt of charging system, BYD has also upped the ante with a new battery technology that can charge at 1000 kilowatts, so it can accept 1000 kilowatts of power, and it's built on a 1000 volt architecture and can support 1000 amps of current. That's a lot of 1000s, I know. But then come to think about it, with this so much power and voltage and current flowing through these EVs, they could really be hazardous to work on. There have to be safety systems that will be developed, particularly for this kind of, voltage and current and power outputs. 1 megawatt of power is insane. But let's go on. Let's go on. I know this new battery technology, BYD calls it Super E platform, which consists of a lithium iron phosphate blade battery cells. Now, this shape allows a faster transfer of ions. This new battery technology will be rolled out in its upcoming BYD Han L sedan and Tang L SUV. I know, crazy names, Han and Tang. Pairing this new battery technology with its new 1 megawatt charging station, these cars will theoretically charge from zero to full in 5 minutes, which is about the average time it takes to fuel a gas car. This is next gen stuff, I tell you. It's revolutionary when it comes to charging and battery technology. So back to the real world, let's not get in over in our heads. This new technology might not deliver up to these figures, up to these claimed figures, but at least it's progress in battery and charging technology. Now, BYD is not the only one upping their ante in this charging and battery technology. Tesla's updated V4 superchargers in the nearest future will charge at 400 kilowatts for its cars and 1200 kilowatts for its electric trucks. Not too shabby. Huawei, yes, the phone maker, is also working on new chargers that support 1500 kilowatts on a 2400 amp current system. Geely, which owns Polestar, Volvo, the electric Lotus, the Zeekr brand, are also working on a 1200 charging station. Are the adoption of electric vehicles going to start increasing on the advent of these new chargers or this new charging technology? Only time will tell. However, in my opinion, as an electric vehicle and mechanical engineer, I believe developing faster charging and faster battery technology is the way to go. Because for a while now, car makers have been cramming more and more and more horsepower into their EVs, making them faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. When in reality, we really don't need all that speed, especially here in Europe, particularly in Sweden. But that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave that in the comment box below. Other questions I had while researching to make this video is, how soon are these chargers going to be massively available? Although BYD are rolling out this new fast charging technology from April of this year, the more than 4,000 of these chargers would only be available in China. And of course, other questions were, do we really need 5 minutes of charging time? To be honest, we need to ask that question, and can we even really answer that question? Because with this speed and power, the higher the cost to charge. Heck, how will this affect the battery life of the electric car itself? Can the electric grid handle this load? What are the safety systems and safety regulations, especially in Europe here? Let's have a conversation in the comment box below. If you've watched this video to the end, a huge thanks. Do consider subscribing to Dope Car Tech by clicking on the red subscribe button below and leave a like on this video. But that's it for me in this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.